Hello my dear student, I am Professor Devashish Bose, Head, Department of Criminology and Forensic Science, Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh. Today I am going to present a lecture of BSc first semester on the unit Introduction to Forensic Science, which has been jointly prepared by myself and Mr. Giriraj Sharma, a PhD scholar and the UGC JRF at Department of Criminology and Forensic Science, Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, Sagar. So let's start our discussion while taking a look at what we are going to learn today. In Module 1, we will look into Central Bureau of Investigation, commonly known as CBI. Module 2 will be Divisions of CBI. Module 3 will be dedicated to the history of development of CBI. Module 4 will be Mission and Priorities of CBI. Module 5 will be the important cases solved by this investigation agencies, and finally, Module 6 will be our conclusion. So, my dear student, let's start with the Introduction to Central Bureau of Investigation. This will be our Module 1. So, my dear student, let's start with Module 1, that is Introduction to Central Bureau of Investigation. I think every one of you had heard the name of CBI. Daily in newspaper you see that CBI is investigating some cases, some important cases they are working on. And how important is CBI? You never find them in uniform dresses, but they are around us investigating cases and very sincere worker. So let's start about the introduction to Central Bureau of Investigation. So Central Bureau of Investigation, that is CBI, functions under the Government of India. It is a premier investigating police agency in India. It is an allied force playing a major role in the prevention of values in public life and in ensuring the health of the national economy. It is also the nodal police agency in India which coordinates investigation on behalf of Interpol. Member countries over the years, CBI has built up an image for professionalism and integrity. The service of investigating officers are sought for all major investigations in the country. CBI as an organization is held in high esteem by the Honorable Supreme Court of India, the Honorable High Courts of different states, the Parliament of India, and by the public. The CBI has to investigate major crimes in the country having interstate and international ramification. It is also involved in the collection of criminal intelligence pertaining to 3 or 4 main areas of operation, that is anti-corruption, economic crime and specialized crime. The Anti-Corruption Bureau or the ACD of the CBI has handled cases against chief ministers, ministers, secretaries to government, officers of all India services, CMDs of banks, financial institutions, public sector undertakings. CBI investigation have a major impact on the political and economic life of our nation. The following broad categories of criminal cases are being handled by the CBI. They are cases of corruptions and fraud committed by the public servants of central government departments, central public sector's undertakings, and central financial institutions. Economic crimes including bank frauds, financial frauds, import-export and foreign exchange violation, large-scale smuggling of narcotic, antiques, cultural properties and smuggling of other contraband items. Specialized crimes such as cases of terrorism, bomb blast, sensational homicides, kidnapping for ransoms and crime committed by the mafia or the underworld. The CBI is headed by a director. The other police ranks in CBI are Special Director, Additional Director, Joint Director, Deputy Inspector General of Police, Inspector, Sub-Inspector, Assistant Sub-Inspector, Head Constable and Constable. In addition, CBI has also a sanctioned strength of law officer, technical post, Group D post and department other staff, and it also have scientists at its CFSL. The jurisdiction, powers, privilege and liabilities. The legal power of investigation of CBI are derived from the DSPE Act of 1946. The Act confers concurrent and coextensive powers duties, privileges and liabilities on the members of Delhi Special Police Establishment, that is CBI, with police officers of the Union Territory. The central government has power to extend any area beside Union Territories. The powers and jurisdiction of members of the CBI for investigation subjects to the consent of the government of the concerned state government. The CBI can investigate only such of the offences as are notified by the central government under the DSPE Act. So, jurisdiction of CBI, vice versa state police. Law and order is a state subject and the basic jurisdiction to investigate crime lies with the state police. CBI can investigate cases which are essentially against central government employees or concerning affairs of the central government, cases in which the financial interests of the central government are involved, cases relating to the breaches of central laws with the enforcement of which the government of India is mainly concerned, big cases of frauds, cheating, embezzlement and the like relating to companies in which large frauds are involved, and similar other cases when committed by organized gangs or by professional criminals having ramifications in several states. Cases having interstate and international ramifications and involving several official agencies where from all angles it is considered necessary that a single investigating agency should be in charge of this type of investigation. With this, we come to the end of Module 1 and now we move on to Module 2, Divisions of Central Bureau of Investigation. My dear student, now we are going to discuss divisions of Central Bureau of Investigation. So, let's start with the first, Anti-Corruption Division. The Anti-Corruption Division is responsible for collection of intelligence with regard to corruption, maintaining liaison with different departments through their vigilance officers, inquiries into complaints about bribery and corruption, investigation and prosecution of offences pertaining to bribery and corruption, and tasks related to preventive aspects of corruption. The Anti-Corruption Division investigates cases against public servants under the control of central government, public servants in public sector undertaking under the control of central government, and cases against the public servants working under state government entrusted to the CBI by the state government, and serious departmental irregularities committed by the above mentioned public servant. So, you are clear about this aspect. Now, we move on to next division, that is Special Crime Division. The Special Crime Division handles all cases of economic offences and all cases of conventional nature such as offences related to internal security, espionage, sabotage, narcotic and psychotropic substances, antiquities, murders, dacoity and robberies, cheating, criminal breach of trust, forgery, dowry death, suspicious death and other IPC offences as well as offences under other laws notified under the DSPE Act. It is also responsible for investigation of interstate and international rackets, large-scale frauds affecting the property or revenue of the government and the crimes of national importance. I think this aspect is also clear. This whole part is very interesting, my dear student. So, please pay attention. Economic Offence Division. The Economic Offence Division investigates financial crimes, bank frauds, money laundering, illegal money marketing, operations, graft in public sector undertakings and banks. Can you name such a big fraud? I think everyone knows the Vijay Mallya case. Now, we move on to the Technical Advisory Unit. This is something different. The Technical Advisory Unit provides expert guidance and assistance in banking, taxation, engineering and foreign trading and foreign exchange matters during enquiries and investigating taken up by the CBI. The Technical Advisory Unit are Banking Company, Law Insurance Advisory Unit, Engineering Advisory Unit, Civil Electrical Matters, Taxation Advisory Unit, that is direct or indirect tax, Foreign Trading or Foreign Exchange Advisory Unit. So these are the specialized people who are sitting behind and giving help to the investigating officers. Next, we move on to Directorate of Prosecution. This is again a separate branch. The Directorate of Prosecution was established in pursuance of the order of the Honorable Supreme Court in the Vineet Narayan case. The Directorate tenders legal advice to the CBI beside conducting prosecution in the CBI cases. The Directorate also attends to matters relating to legal matters raised in the IGP's and DGP's conference, matters relating interpretation of law, appointment of special counsel, statutory rules and regulations and amendments thereof, preparation of notes on legal matter for publication in CBI gazettes. Now we move on to policy divisions. The policy division deals with all matters related to policy, procedure, organization, vigilance and security in the CBI, correspondence and liaising with the ministries and implementation of special programs for vigilance and anti-corruption. Administration division. You know, every unit has its own administrative division. So the administrative division of the CBI looks after the matters related to its personnel, establishment and accounts of all the divisions of the CBI and is headed by an officer of the rank of Joint Director or Inspector General. Systems division. The systems divisions look after the information technology need of the CBI. This is the need of the hour. It generates data required for answering Parliament question, CBI clearances for appointments or awards of medals. This division also monitors the current ongoing comprehensive computerization plan of the CBI. The CBI Command Center consists of Strategic Communication Center and Network Monitoring Center function under the Systems Division. Coordination Division. The Coordination Division comprises Coordination Unit, Interpol Unit. The Coordination Unit takes part in the organization of Director Generals of Police, CID and other conferences and is also in charge of the publication of the CBI Bulletin. The Interpol Unit is the Secretariat of the National Central Bureau and assists the Director CBI in the capacity as the head of the National Central Bureau. The Interpol Unit in its capacity as the Secretariat of the National Central Bureau, licensed with the International Criminal Police Organization, that is Interpol, and is main required to maintain liaison with the member countries of the Interpol. It handles and follow up the correspondence related to requests for investigation to be carried out abroad in cases under investigation with the CBI or the state police. Similarly, requests received from foreign countries for investigation in India are forwarded by the Interpol unit to the state police and then forwarded up. Finally, the Central Forensic Science Laboratory (CFSL) under the CBI. CFSL provides expert opinion on various aspects of forensic science concerning crime investigation. Apart from Delhi Police and the CBI, it assists central government departments, state forensic science laboratories, defense forces, government undertakings, universities, banks, etc. in criminal cases. The laboratory has a research and development setup to tackle special problems. The expertise available at the CFSL is also utilized in teaching and training activities conducted by the CBI, ICFS, police training institutes, universities and government departments conducting law enforcement courses. The Cyber Forensic Laboratory and Digital Imaging Center functioning under the aegis of CFSL assist enforcement agencies in the collection and forensic analysis of electronic evidences. CFSL experts are summoned for appearing before the court also. Their services are also utilized by investigating agencies for the inspection of scene of crime. Training Division. The CBI Academy at Ghaziabad is a modern police training center and imparts the specialized knowledge and skill that make a modern crime investigator. Residential foundation courses are conducted for freshly selected deputy superintendent, sub-inspector and constables. Refresher courses and courses on specialized services are also offered to the officers of CBI and state police as well as to vigilance officers of various departments. With this, we come to the end of Module 2. History and Development of Central Bureau of Investigation. My dear student, now we will be discussing about the history and development of Central Bureau of Investigation. It will be very useful and interesting to you. As we know that Central Bureau of Investigation has a long history, here we will have brief and idea on the development of CBI. So let's start. The CBI traces its origin to the Special Police Establishment (SPE), which was set up in the year 1941 by the Government of India, that time under the British rule. The function of the SPE then were to investigate cases of bribery and corruption in transaction with the War and Supply Department of India during World War II. Superintendence of the SPE was vested with the War Department. Even after the end of the war, the need for the central government agencies to investigate cases of bribery and corruption by central government employees was felt. The Delhi Special Police Establishment Act was therefore brought into force in the year 1946, again pre-independence era. This act transferred the superintendence of the SPE to the Home Department and its functioning were enlarged to cover all departments of the Government of India under British rule. The jurisdiction of the SPE extended to all the Union territories and could be extended also to the states with the consent of the state government concerned. The DSPE acquired the popular current name CBI, that is Central Bureau of Investigation, through a Home Ministry resolution dated 1/4/1963, that is 1st day of April. Initially, the offence that were notified by the central government related only to corruption by central government servants. In due course, with the setting up of a large number of public sector undertakings, the employees of these undertakings were also brought under the purview of CBI. Similarly, with the nationalization of the banks in the year 1969, the public sector banks and their employees also came within the ambit of the CBI. With this, we come to the end of this interesting module, which will be helpful for you in your exams also. Now we move on to another module, Module 4, Mission and Priorities of the Central Bureau of Investigation. So my dear student, in this lecture we will discuss about the motto, mission and vision of the Central Bureau of Investigation. So please pay attention. Motto is industry, impartiality and integrity. What is the mission? To uphold the Constitution of India and law of the land through in-depth investigation and successful prosecution of offences, to provide leadership and direction to the police force and to act as the nodal agency for enhancing interstate and international cooperation in law enforcement. With this, we move on to its vision. Vision is very important for any organization. Without vision, the organization is of no use. So now we will be discussing the vision of the CBI. So my dear student, based on its motto, mission and the need to develop professionalism, transparency, adaptability to change and use of science and technology in its working, the CBI will focus on combating corruption in the public life, curb economic and violent crimes through meticulous investigation and prosecution, evolve effective system and procedure for successful investigation and prosecution of cases in various law courts, help fight cyber and high technology crime, create a healthy work environment and encourages team building, free communication and mutual trust, support state police organizations and law enforcement agencies in national and international cooperation, particularly relating to inquiries and investigation of cases, play a lead role in the war against national and transnational organized crime, uphold human rights, protect the environment, arts, antiquity and heritage of our civilization, develop a scientific temperament, which is very important, humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform, strive for excellence and professionalism in all spheres of functioning so that the organization rises to the high level of endeavor and achievement. So these all were the vision of the Central Bureau of Investigation, which they in fact uphold to. So with this, we move on to the next module, that is Module 5, Historical Case Solved by the Central Bureau of Investigation. So my dear student, I think I have created enough zeal and interest for you people in the first year of forensic course to join CBI. Now I am creating a more thrust, I am giving you a thrust with these two important case study. They are very important and you might have known about these cases, or you just study and gather information and come back to me. Are you ready? So let's discuss about these important cases. First case is the Satyam scam case of the year 2009. The Satyam scam case 2009, this was perhaps the India's biggest corporate fraud, where Messrs. Satyam Computer Services Limited caused loss to the investors to the tune of rupees 14,162 crores. Can you imagine the huge amount? What happened? The company head Ramalinga Raju and members of his family secured illegal gains to the tune of around 2,743 crores. We cannot imagine, we cannot count the numbers, by various tricks. The fraud was perpetrated by inflating the revenue of the company through false sales invoices and showing corresponding gains by forging the bank statement with the conveyance of the statutory and internal auditors of the company. The annual financial statement of the company with inflated revenues were published for several years, and this led to a higher price of the scrip in the market. In this process, innocent investors were lured to invest in the company. Attempts were made to conceal the frauds by acquiring the companies of kin and kin. Like several other cases of this type, the Satyam case was also came to the CBI, and as soon as the country got wind of it, the CBI constituted a multidisciplinary investigation team, that is MDIT, to investigate this case. You can understand this case involves everything, involves financial people, involves computer, involves investigating agents. So it need to constitute a very big team. So the team worked hard and achieved success in a record time of 45 days. This is known as professionalism. When it filed its first charge sheet against the accused for the offences of criminal conspiracy, cheating, forgery and falsification of accounts, people were open-eyed, and this is the real success of the CBI and its teamwork. So next we move on to another case. This is a Bhavri Devi murder case. You might have known it, or just go back and turn down the pages of newspaper. You have internet with you. Just type Bhavri Devi case and you will have all the details. But now let me discuss it. Central Bureau of Investigation, after 6 years of investigation, closed the probe into this Bhavri Devi murder case, filing 3 charge sheets. The arrest of Indra Bishnoi by Anti-Terrorist Squad of Rajasthan Police on June 2 brought back the case into limelight. The kidnap and murder of a 37-year-old auxiliary nurse midwife, Bhavri Devi of Jodhpur, jeopardized career of 2 political heavyweight family of the Jodhpur region, the Madarnas and the Bishnois. The pretty government nurse posted at a health sub-center was close to both families. She had developed relation with Malkhan Singh Bishnoi, who inherited his father Ram Singh Bishnoi's political legacy in Luni and was elected as a MLA in the year 2008. It later revealed during investigation into the murder case that Malkhan Singh is the biological father of her youngest daughter. that is Bhavri Devi, has 3 children. When Mahipal Madarna, who stepped into the politics and got elected as an MLA from Ocean and became Water Resource Minister in the state government, the nurse went on into relationship with him also. According to the CBI charge sheet, Bhavri Devi made recording of her with Madarna with the help of Bishnoi's sister, Indra. She, that is Indra, had a political plan. She wanted to defame Madarna with the tape and see him removed from the ministry. She thought Madarna's removal will create a space for her brother, that is Bishnoi, in the cabinet. CBI said Madarna's motive for killing Bhavri Devi was the tape. For Bishnoi, the motive was that the nurse threat to announce during a community gathering on September 7, 2011 that he is the biological father of her younger daughter. So, the nurse wanted Bishnoi to promise that he would marry off their daughter with the pomp and show. He had organized the marriage of his daughter. She wanted the loony legislator to give at least 20 kg of gold and spend at least 50 lakh of rupees on their daughter's wedding. The daughter was only 7 years old in the year 2011, but Bhavri Devi wanted the money for her wedding just at that time. 3 Bishnoi siblings and several others members of the extended family are facing charges of kidnap and murder in the murder case. Indra was missing for 6 years and was arrested on June 2nd from Madhya Pradesh. The other Bishnois are behind the bar since their arrest in the year 2011. The CBI named 17 people as accused in this case, most of them Bishnois. Madarna is the only one from his family facing charges of involvement in the murder. The nurse who misused the political clouds of 2 families in her life destroyed them in their death. So, with this, we come to the end of 2 interesting cases solved by the CBI, and this might have motivated you, and this is how the CBI solved many other cases. This is very long list that cannot be discussed in a short time, but we have talked about 2 important cases. So, let's move to our next module, that is conclusion of this important lecture. Now we move on to our last module, that is conclusion. My dear student, now we will be concluding this lecture. In this lecture, we have discussed about the Central Bureau of Investigation. The CBI, functioning under the Department of Personnel, Ministry of Personnel, Pensions and Public Grievances, Government of India, is the premier investigating agencies in India. It is an allied force playing a major role in prevention of values in public life and in ensuring the health of the national economy. It is also the nodal police agencies in India which coordinates investigation on behalf of Interpol member countries. With all these information, here we come to the end of today's interesting lecture on CBI. Do keep in mind what we have discussed today. It will help you in future. It's time for you all to do some self-study. This is Professor Devashish Bose signing off for the day. If you want to learn more and enhance your knowledge, you may log on to our website for MCQs, quizzes and LOR at www.cec.nic.in. Till then, goodbye.